Guys, welcome to the I Love CVille Show. My name is Jerry Miller. We are live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille Network. It is a great day to be alive here in 2021. And folks, we have for the next 40 minutes, we're going to spotlight the Charlottesville government that has turned into like an MMA match. I mean, I think I saw Anderson Silva and Conor McGregor at Charlottesville City Hall. I think I saw Joe Rogan and Ben Henderson and some of the luchadores and Hulk Hogan and Mr. T walking around Charlottesville City Hall. Is that Hacksaw Jim Duggan that I saw walking around Charlottesville City Hall? Because the government in this town has turned into a Royal Rumble. Right now you have Nakia Walker going off the ropes. And she's using her haymaker move, her clothesline move. And she's slamming her back body into the ropes to gain momentum as she goes across the ring and across the cage. And her target in this Royal Rumble battle is Counselor Lloyd Snook. Folks, we're going to give you a timeline of events over the last 24 hours that, frankly speaking, I do not know how the two people that are Lloyd Snook and Mayor Nakia Walker can ever coexist or resolve the issues and the beef they have. Tell a friend, tag them right now. We will highlight. There was so much back and forth bickering on social media yesterday between the mayor of Charlottesville and a councilor of Charlottesville. I could spend 2 hours highlighting this bickering. Instead, I'm going to highlight 4 quotes from this war of words, from this bickering battle, from this tango of epic proportions between the mayor and the councilor right here on this program. We will read verbatim what the mayor is saying to a fellow city councilor in a public forum that is social media. This is the type of stuff that you see on Tuesday afternoons at Burley Middle School on fish day when you're getting the fish sticks and a little mashed potatoes and Sarah and Laura are crushing over Jonas and they're fighting over words in the cafeteria at Burley Middle School. Now it's happening in City Hall, okay? So get ready for this, because you got to know what is happening in this town. We will also catch up with Crystal Napier. Wednesdays, it's Crystal Napier, the owner of Renee's Boutique. She's absolutely fabulous online at reneesboutique.com. But the highlight of the program, and folks, yesterday we talked about it with the illustrious Tanisha Hudson right here on the I Love CVille Show. Today, you're going to get about 20 minutes of perspective from me, okay? I'm going to give you the timeline of what's transpired. The timeline of what's transpired in the Cliff Notes version, so you know what's going on in leadership in our government. Here we go. This is the Cliff Notes version. Dr. Richardson resigns as city manager in Charlottesville after about 16 months on the job. He resigns because he cannot coexist with leadership in the community, specifically 5 Charlottesville city councilors. Us, as taxpayers, all of us, me and you, taxpayers, we give Dr. Richardson north of $200,000 just to walk away. Hey, just roll on out. Here's $200K. Go chill. Have some cocktails on the beach. Work on your jump shot. You're a former college basketball player. Enjoy some television. You said you wanted to sleep because you were working so hard. Just take some quality R&R to yourself, T. Rich. You got a couple $100,000 and you don't have to work for a year to do it. Interim city manager John Blair, who's the city attorney, is appointed the interim city manager. The expectation was to move quickly. In fact, Counselor Lloyd Snook said on my Facebook page a couple of months ago when I called the new city manager a lame duck hire, because whoever is hired for this position will have 2 new city councilors on the dais in November. I said, if you hire the new city manager before the November 3rd election, you have a lame duck city manager. I said that before anybody else. I have the proof on ilovecville.com, on all the podcasting platforms. Counselor Snook responded to my Facebook post when I said, don't make the new CM a lame duck. He said, John Blair and us as council want to get a new hire in quickly. So they allocate $40,000, $50,000 of taxpayer money to a search firm. And this search firm is from outside Charlottesville. This search firm is from outside Central Virginia. This search firm doesn't understand the dynamics of CVille. This search firm doesn't understand the nuances of August 12, 2017. This search firm does not understand the fabric of this community that is fragile and trying to overcome what is arguably the most tragic day in the history of the municipality in 8/12. How can anyone know what is happening in Charlottesville as a search firm unless they live here like we do? So the search firm, the principal, the guy who owns the search firm, the counselor said, you know what? This guy, he owns this search firm. He's frank and he's to the point. He told us it's going to be difficult to hire somebody because of the brand that is Charlottesville. And the brand that is Charlottesville from a nationwide standpoint is dysfunction. It's divorce. It's argumentative. It is Royal Rumble. It is race riots. It is 8/12. We know what it is. It's Joe Biden using Charlottesville on his platform to win a presidential election, leveraging us, using us. That's what Charlottesville's become. We know that, right? That's the national brand. So the guy who owns the search firm says, guys, it's going to be difficult to get somebody in here, but we can do it. And the counselors, according to Lloyd Snook, said, we appreciated his straightforwardness. Now, here's where it gets sticky. Here's where it gets a little Young and the Restless, a little Days of Our Lives, a little Summer and a little Victor and a little Jack from Young and the Restless. I had a crush on Summer, on Cricket, excuse me. I had a crush on Cricket, on Young and the Restless. Fourth grade Jerry, spending summer with Granddad in Hampton, Virginia. 12:30, 10-year-old hormones, Cricket on Young and the Restless. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So the search firm is trying to hire a candidate for the CEO of Charlottesville, Virginia. That's the city manager job, the CEO. The search firm is interviewing people like the police chief, like the counselors, executives in Charlottesville. And the search firm is saying, what do you want in a city manager? What should happen? What should we do? It's called due diligence. Well, one of the people the search firm talked to was the police chief, Chief Brackney. And depending on who you believe, whether it's Brackney's side, the search firm's side, Mayor Walker's side, or Lloyd Snook's side, the breakdown happened over Zoom where Chief Brackney literally stormed out of a Zoom meeting. Can you storm out of a Zoom meeting? You can storm out of an in-person meeting. What is the verb when you're pissed off and you leave a virtual meeting? What is the verb in COVID times when you're angry, you're pissed, and you leave a Zoom or a Skype? Is it storm out? Leave angrily? I mean, you leave the meeting, you click the red button and click leave the meeting on Zoom. You storm and you leave the meeting in Zoom. In person, you would just get up, walk away, and say, go F yourself. Okay? So Chief Brackney storms out of the meeting. And then she sends an email out saying, this person is not professional of the search firm. I will never talk to them again. And we should not do business with this search firm as they hire a new city manager. Immediately, Nakiah Walker backs Police Chief Brackney. And then the line in the sand is drawn. And on one side, Lloyd Snook. And on the other side, Nakiah Walker. And here we are today. Facebook. Tell a friend to get on the show and watch right now. Instagram, you're going to want to watch on Facebook because we're going to put on screen in about 30 seconds, Instagram, the quotes of the bickering battle over the last 24 hours between Nakiah Walker and Lloyd Snook. Highlights the battle of words, the beef that's being sparred and thrown out on social media for everyone to read and see for fodder like talk shows like this. Thank you, Nakiah Walker. The first quote, Instagram, you're not going to be able to see this. Facebook, you will be able to see this. Judah, do you have the first quote on screen? Let's get the first pull quote on screen. Tell me what it's on there. Give me the thumbs up, my friend. This is from Lloyd Snook, right? This is the short one. The mayor was, okay, good. I'm going to read it for Instagram. Keep it on screen until I say off. Facebook, look at the screen. Tell a friend to look at the screen. Tell a friend to watch the show. Councilor Snook, first pool quote. The mayor was going to not fully engage on the most important decision that we have as a council, the selection of a city manager. That's literally on Snook's Councilor Facebook page right now. I'll read it again for Instagram. Keep it on screen for Facebook. This is Councilor Lloyd Snook, quote, talking to Mayor Walker on Facebook. The mayor was going to not fully engage on the most important decision that we have as a council, the selection of the city manager, end quote. Mayor Walker responds, the optics or the lack of optics skill set or common sense, okay? Listen to me, all right? Before I read the second quote, Judah, come back to me here. Before we get the second pull quote on screen, let me give you some advice on PR and optics. So what we do here is we're an advertising agency, we're a branding firm. We are most known for the I Love CVille Network, and the network is very profitable, okay? But the agency and the branding firm is what we really do best. The most market share as a firm, the best at what we do in this area is branding and marketing. No one does it better than us, okay? The mayor of Charlottesville. Someone tag Nakia Walker on the stream. I'm going to compose myself. Give me a hoosa, Judah. Give me a hoosa. Hoosa. Someone tag Nakia Walker. Make sure she's watching right now. All right. Hoosa. Mayor Walker. You're the mayor of Charlottesville. Lately, it seems like you've been bickering, battling, and arguing on social media with constituents and citizens. From my vantage point, Mayor Walker, it seems rather unprofessional. Why are you doing this? You're the mayor. Could you please stop? Respectfully, Jerry, thank you. Pull the second quote up. Put it on screen. Instagram, I'm about to read it to you. This is what she said. Second quote. I want to be clear so that Lloyd doesn't have to make faulty inferences again. I understand that this may be perceived as sabotaging the process, and I've weighed the consideration. However, I'm not going to be lied on. I don't trust Heather Hill and Lloyd Snook at this moment, and I'm not going to allow for another situation to be manipulated the way the strategic planning process conversation was manipulated this past Monday. End quote. Mayor of Charlottesville. Okay, you're calling people that you sit next to on the dais bold-faced liars, literally bold-faced liars, and on top of that, you're saying that you will not be interviewed in a one-on-one capacity with the search firm that's trying to hire the city manager. I want you to understand what she's saying. I will not speak in a one-on-one capacity with the search firm that's trying to hire the new CEO of the city. If that's not sabotaging the process, what is? She did not want this search firm to begin with. She lost in a 4-1 vote to this search firm. And now she's making it as difficult as possible for the search firm to the point that the contract has been terminated. The contract has been terminated. We're talking a 40, 50K contract here. Let's get the third pull quote on screen. Snook's response to Nakia Walker. Get it on screen for Facebook. Instagram, I'm about to relay it to you. This is, the third quote, thank you, Judah Wickhauer. The third quote is more Mayor Walker juice, Mayor Walker heat, Mayor Walker fire. And then we finish with Lloyd Snook's pull quote. Get the third one on screen. Thank you, Judah. The third pull quote, this is Mayor Walker talking on Facebook to another city councilor after calling him a bold-faced liar and after calling colleague Heather Hill a bold-faced liar. Here's another quote. This is the juice. Lloyd Snook, I haven't read this entire thread, but I scrolled down to see the length of this post and read that you were blaming me for bowing out of this search firm when you all should never have hired this firm in the first place. I do not agree with your assessment, Lloyd, and have shared with you that I believe you have ill intentions. I mean, guys, what is happening in City Hall right now? I almost dropped an F-bomb there. I'm sorry, I caught myself. This is a movie script. This is a movie script. This is like a made-for-television 2-hour TNT Saturday at 8 o'clock special right after Law and Order and Lenny Briscoe and Jack McCoy get off air. This is a freaking TV script. And then finally Snook responds, and get the Snook response on screen. Quote, the owner of the search firm said that in his many years of doing executive searches, he had never seen a level of dysfunction as profound as what he is seeing here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Lloyd Snook just said that. The owner of the search firm said that in his many years of doing executive searches, he had never seen a level of dysfunction and as profound as what he's seeing here in Charlottesville, Virginia. So a couple of topics before we get to Crystal Napier here on the show. We clearly have a Royal Rumble happening inside the cage, inside the ring, and we have two people flexing their political power in Nakia Walker and Lloyd Snook. That is obviously happening. That relationship will be severed forever. The relationship between Heather and Nakia Walker is not much better. And then you have two counselors in Michael Payne and Cena McGill that are kind of floating in the wind. John Blair is the interim city manager. He's going to be in that position for an extended period of time. Here's the thing that no one's talking about, and I will relay this information on tomorrow's show. John Blair gets pay bumps and additional contributions to his retirement fund the longer he stays on the job as city manager. As he should. John is a nice guy. John is doing well by the city. John does not want to be the long-term city manager. John wants to be the city attorney. John Blair is doing a service to Charlottesville. He should get more money the longer he is on the job. But you look at the contract, I'll relay the details on the show tomorrow, the contributions to the retirement account and the bump in pay all increase the longer he's on the job. How does this impact us as citizens? I want to close on that before I get to Crystal Napier. How does it impact us as citizens? I don't know about you, but have you been noticing that there's been a lot of shootings, ambush-style murders around Charlottesville over the last few months? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed the shootings? And we're not just talking a bullet or two. We're talking ambush-style shootings and murders around Charlottesville, Virginia over the last few months. There were two last night, one on 6th Street and one on Prospect. Multiple shell casings on the scene. 30 shell casings on the scene of the Prospect shooting. We got a time in our government, a time in our lives, a time in our being here in Charlottesville where we're 11 months away from electing 2 new city councilors. Mayor Nakia Walker has already said she's going to run again. We're 11 months away from electing 2 new city councilors. We don't have a city manager in place. The police chief is openly trying to get other jobs. She did not get the Dallas job. She was pursuing it. We can't maintain consistency in leadership positions in the city of Charlottesville. There's massive attrition. Someone like Tanisha Hudson came on the show yesterday and said, we want the police down in 6, down in West Haven. We want the police down on Garrett and on Prospect. We want the police. Yet a fraction of the community is saying, strip them of their money. There is no time in my 20-plus years in this community that I have seen this community more vulnerable, more uncertain, and frankly speaking, more fragile. And it's a direct reflection of leadership. Prove me wrong. Put your comments in the feed. Prove me wrong. I'm going to reach out to Crystal Napier. She's fantastic. Jude, I got Crystal on the line. It's rigging. Crystal Napier, oh, there she is. How are you, Crystal?
I'm good, Jerry. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. You on fire today, I heard you.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you, I had a good conversation yesterday with Tanisha Hudson, and she offered a lot of, like she always does, very frank perspective. Mm-hmm. And I just really appreciated the time we spent with her. And, that's a topic for another day. I'd like to spotlight first what you're doing with your business now that the holidays are behind us, and what your plans are for Q1 and beyond in 2021 at Renee's Boutique, online at reneesboutiquellc.com.
So right now, we have kicked off our winter clearance event. We are moving all of these items out to prepare for spring and summer. So everything on my website is 40% off now. You don't need a discount code. It's automatic when you add to your cart. reneesboutiquellc.com. And for Q1, I'm actually about to revamp my entire website.
Ooh,
so, yeah.
That's challenging.
So it's challenging, but I'm really excited to, change a few things. Not going to go into all of the details because I'm more of once it's done, I like to present it. Sure. I don't, I don't want to give away the really cool features that I'm excited about having on the website, and hopefully will make shopping easier for my ladies and make it more convenient to do business with Renee's Boutique in 2021.
Are you going to what's the back end like? Are you going to go with some Squarespace, some WordPress? Have you given that some thought?
No, I'm still going to keep my same platform, okay. Shopify.
Yes.
And the awesome thing about the experts that I'm working with, they can actually do this revamp without interrupting my current service. So that's going to be a blessing in itself, that we can still move out this winter inventory, and hopefully by February, everything will be set to go. So I'll keep you posted on the progress.
Please do. Don't you love the Shopify platform?
I really do. Like it was a really easy platform for Sean and I to get the website up running. And I've been able to add like some cool apps to the website. But with my limited knowledge, I just haven't felt that I could take it to the next level. And so I'm really excited to finally have a little bit of funds from the grants that we were given to make this happen. So it's a dream come true, honestly, because I've been wanting to do this for years now. So
well, that is awesome, guys. For those that are small business owners, I very much encourage, and Crystal's a perfect example of this, for you guys to consider some of the out-of-box software that you could do for your website, because it makes the process a lot easier. You don't have to do something custom from the beginning. And this is someone who builds websites for a living telling you not to go and do business with him. Save some money at first and use the out-of-the-box software, because it is really easy to use. She, on Wednesday, showcases and spotlights entrepreneurs in the community that are doing impactful things. And you got an attorney and Jessica Tiller that you'd like to highlight, Crystal.
Yeah, so Jessica Tiller, she is another amazing friend of mine. She's actually married to Tim Johnson, who is actually a teacher at Charlottesville High School. He's a history teacher there, and they have an adorable pup named Panda, and they reside in Albemarle County. And Jessica is the owner of the Estate Planning of Charlottesville. So she will assist you with creating wills, trusts, any other legal documents that you think you need. I like where she said legal documents that put your wishes on paper and protections in place. As well as she's a guardian ad litem for incapacitated adults. which I have no idea how she does that job, because that's just an incredible heavyweight to be the person to make those life-altering decisions. But she has an incredible heart. Her business, her whole field of why she journeyed into law to do this was all prompted from a personal situation that she experienced with her own family. And she just knew how important it was in order to create your wishes before, you might be put in a life or death situation, to go ahead and put that out on paper. She's very approachable with it. I met Jessica through the chamber. I heard her pitch for her business, and it was just so heartfelt. And she told her story about what happened in her family and why she came about to do this. And it was like, you know what? I need to make sure that I have my will and stuff in place. So she puts that out on the forefront. I think that's really important when we talk about passing on legacy and wealth. You have to put things in place. It's something death is something that we definitely don't like to talk about, but it is inevitable for all of us. So make sure that we're properly planning for it. And I think last year kind of showed us that we definitely need to have our ducks in a row, because no one is promised tomorrow. So I just applaud Jessica on that efforts. And then she dedicates a lot of the time to her community. She volunteers at Java. She was a part of Kiwanis. I've been trying to get her on the Piedmont Housing Alliance board. And she's been very vocal of standing up for racial equity and speaking out. And she personally went through an incredible, life-changing event a couple of years ago. And even despite her own health challenges, she's still just being a pillar in our community and just standing up and doing the right thing every single day and truly caring for those around her. So I just applaud her, and I'm honored that she would let me, just speak about her today, because she really is a person that needs light shined on, because she's an incredible person with a wonderful heart.
Awesome. And why I love this segment is I learned from you. So I'm going to be very open. And my wife is watching right now, is going to say after this show, did you hear what Crystal had to say? Because she's been getting on me about doing a will. And we do not have that. So you don't have it at all. So walk me through. So you and Sean did it? To help with Micah, because you wanted to button things up for him? No?
For Micah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
After I heard Jessica's pitch, I was like, you know what? I need to do that. And I just called her up. And actually, we decided to do it right before Sean was about to go on a deployment. And she also helped us set up his power of attorney too, because we needed that as well. And it's so easy, honestly, just give her a call. She makes it very easy. It's not invasive. And you'll be so relieved. It's kind of like, why didn't I do this sooner? It's so simple. But it's something that we put off because, I don't know, probably fear or
right.
Or we don't want to think about that.
Right. Or like we think we're invincible and that time's never going to come.
Exactly. But it's definitely, worth it. And, we set up our medical directives as well, because that's important too. And it's crazy that we had all of this set up. And this was a year after we had set everything up. And then we had that car accident. And that just, for me, I know that just proved to me how easy you can not be here today and not be here tomorrow. And just shows how short life really is, that, put the right things in place to make sure that your assets are protected and that you get to pass it on to whoever you wish to, and do it on your terms.
That's phenomenal advice. I am going to heed that advice personally and our family unit will. That is phenomenal advice right there. All right, so one more thought or two, or a little bit more perspective on Jessica and how we can find her, and then I want to dot the I's and cross the T's with you, Crystal, and Renee's boutique.
Okay, sounds good. So Jessica, you can either reach her by email. It's Jessica at estateplanning.charlottesville.com, or you can call her at 434-219-9896. And I promise you, you will never find another caring attorney like Jessica is. Like, she truly cares about you. She wants to get to know you. And that's how our friendship evolved. It's kind of crazy, you know. I became friends with my lawyer that drew up my will, you know.
I became friends with my lawyer. That was funny. All right, you are good at this. Crystal, Renee's Boutique, online at reneesboutiquellc.com, a new website in the pipe. We got some winter inventory that's going to be moving for sure. How about the message of 2021? Our good buddy Keith Smith, he was looking for words for 2021. I think last year's word was pivot. How about this year's mindset, this year's phrase, this year's word from you and your family and your business?
I have been kicking around this word for like the past couple of days, and that is moving forward. I really just want to move forward and just get out of the shadow of 2020. You know, I really want us all to move forward, and just operate on a level of peace, hopefully, because it's been so chaotic. You know, I was listening to the beginning part of what you were saying, and that's always my hope and prayer for everyone, you know, to have peace and compassion for each other. That's still a part of my message, but let's move forward, folks, into a better light this year.
Well said. Crystal Napier, well said. You're the best. I'm going to take you up on the will advice. I legitimately will. I seriously will. Thank you. Thank you for that suggestion.
No problem at all. No problem at all, Jerry. My pleasure. And like I said, Jessica is your girl. She's very good at what she does.
And so are you. You have a good one.
You too, Jerry.
Take care.
Take
Bye,
care.
Crystal. Crystal is awesome. Crystal Napier, online at reneesboutiquellc.com. Just A-plus people. A-plus people she is. She joins us on Wednesdays to spotlight female entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general doing big-time things. Big-time things. All right, that's a wrap. It's a short edition of the I Love CVille Show. I have a meeting in 9 minutes, a branding and advertising meeting here in 9 minutes. That's why it's a shorter version. I have reached out to both Councilor Lloyd Snook and Mayor Nakia Walker about coming on the I Love CVille Show. I will keep you posted on those developments and whether they accept our open invitation to come on this program. Thank you kindly for joining us on a fantastic day to be above the mud. My name is Jerry Miller. Take care.